This is a 2024 Canyon Grail. I've had it since November 2023. I do about 70% road and 30% gravel or dirt. Usually around fire roads around LA, sometimes a little bit meatier of a trail, but not too often. I'll tell you some of the things I do like about this bike and some of the things I don't like about this bike. Do I wish I bought a different bike? Stick around and find out. The Grail was made for gravel racing, things like Unbound, or that's pretty much the only gravel race I know about. This is a 2024 Canyon Grail CF SLX. It's like the mid-tier. This costs about $5,500 after tax. I bought this bike because I wanted a commuter that could ride on the road pretty fast and easily, and LA is not known for their great pavement, so it would ideally be able to handle that kind of stuff. I'll start off with a couple of things that I think is really cool about this bike. And one of those is this thing called the gear groove. It's a proprietary mount system. They sell like TT bars. I have the Garmin Bike Light combo and it looks super sleek. Most people can't even tell that I have a light on here. Unless you really look, it just looks like a big meaty piece of plastic. I don't know. It looks pretty good. Trust me. I really chose this bike because of all of the storage features. They make a bag for this triangle right here that's magnetic. So you just slot it in and it like clips in without having to screw anything in or fiddle with straps or Velcro. You just click it in and then there's like a strap you pull and it like clicks out, which I haven't actually bought yet because I can bring myself to buy a $5,000 bike, but can't spend $100 on a bag. That is just my logic there. I don't know. I really like this color. My truck is like the same color. So I don't know. I have something with that. I mean, this one looks really badass. How the bag mounts flush with the paint on this bike. I really want to buy that bag. The other thing that's cool is the integrated down tube storage. I love not having a seat bag or having tools and stuff in my pocket. I just think it's great to like not have to think about that kind of stuff and just go for a ride. Another thing that they did that I'm not sure was on purpose or not, they have this little Shimano coupler for the Di2 drivetrain, and you can replace this little coupler with a different type of wireless module that Shimano makes. And you can hook it up to your Garmin wirelessly and control your Garmin pages or like start stop with, there's buttons on the hoods here. And I think that's super cool. The gearing on this bike is pretty good. It's got a compact double in the front. And I know everybody's like super hot on one by right now, but I like having a double. If I'm going downhill really fast and I want to still put more power down, I can do that because the gearing is so high. And you still retain a low gearing. I love electronic shifting, especially this GRX group set. This is a 11 speed, so 11 cogs in the back and then 2 in the front. And it's been super reliable. I will never go back to mechanical shifting. Yeah, it's just way easier to tune. Another cool thing is the freewheel sounds pretty sick. That's like pro level freewheel. This seat is actually really cool. It's 3D printed by Physique. The seat that came on this bike was basically this exact seat, but not 3D printed. Can't say enough good things about this seat. It's kept my butt very happy. I got these Garmin XC200 pedals and they integrate with my Garmin head unit really well and show me all kinds of nerdy stats that I probably don't need to know, but I like looking at them. Like how far off the center of the pedal your power is and what each leg is putting out. I've got Vittoria Terreno Dry tires on here. They're 38s. They've got like a really mild tread in the middle and kind of aggressive treads on the sides. So when you're cornering in dirt, it kind of grips harder. But if you're riding on the road, there's not as much rolling resistance in the center. And I so far really like these tires. Overall, I'm really, really happy with this bike.
But before I get to the bad stuff, if you're enjoying this video so far, leave a like down below. All right, back to the video.
On the road, this bike handles pretty awesome. There is one thing that kind of annoys me. I don't know if it's like how I set this up or if it's just the bike. But if I'm going like above 35, maybe like anywhere from 35 to 40 plus, I feel like speed wobbles. So if I'm going downhill really fast, I'll have to like put my knee against the top tube to keep it from giving me speed wobbles. And it's kind of scary. So I don't know what's up with that. Maybe it's the tires, but that's just something I've noticed about this bike in particular. Off-road, I'm never really going 30 or 40 miles an hour. So down trails and stuff like that, it's great. They only give room for 42 millimeters of tire clearance. And I really wish that I could have Meteor tires on here, kind of like the Grizzle, so that I could do those harder trails and not have to worry so much about having traction. But I understand that this is a gravel race bike and not quite for that purpose. I trust myself and my mechanic skills to know that like I have assembled this in a way that I'm not going to die when I ride it, but I don't trust myself to know that I've gotten everything 100% right. I don't know if it's like my seat tube or my seat, but I hear this little creak. I've never been able to figure that out in the 1,000 miles that I've been riding this. That's just part of the drawback of buying a direct-to-consumer brand, is that you have to assemble this stuff, and if you're not like a super pro, you might not get it right. I feel weird about taking a Canyon to a bike shop that sells all of the other brands. You're basically saying, I bought this Canyon because I didn't want to pay a premium for a bike shop, but I also want to go to you for service. Overall, would I buy this bike again? To be honest, I don't know. I'm torn whether I would buy this bike or buy a Grizzle and a road bike instead, because the Grizzle has room for Meteor tires. It's not so like race oriented, but I would love to have a road bike. I think I could put road wheels on this. The geometry is like aggressive enough for that to work, but I bought it. I spent $5,000. I'm pretty much stuck with this now for a while because buying a new bike is not in the cards in my significant other's eyes right now.
But if this video gets enough likes, who knows? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. All right, see ya. Thanks for watching.